I don't remember a single moment when the rules were explained. They were just there, like gravity. My brother ate first. I cleared the plates. He slept late. I woke early. If something went missing, I was asked. If something broke, I fixed it. My parents didn't raise their voices. They didn't need to. They spoke with certainty, the kind that leaves no room for questions. Some children are born to lead. My mother said once, folding my brother's clothes while I stood beside her. Some are born to serve. She said it the way people say the weather forecast, not cruel, just factual. By the time I was 10, I stopped thinking of myself as mistreated. I was useful. That felt safer. My brother never asked me to do anything. He didn't need to. The house moved around him automatically. When relatives visited, they praised his confidence, his future. They told me I was good with my hands, so helpful, so quiet. Quiet became another word for invisible. There were moments, scattered and inconvenient, when strangers hesitated. A shopkeeper would look from my brother to me and back again. A neighbor once asked if we were twins. My father laughed too loudly and said no, of course not. The question never came up again. By adulthood, the arrangement had hardened into routine. I cooked meals I didn't sit down to eat. I cleaned rooms that weren't mine. I worked a job my parents approved of because it didn't interfere with my availability. When friends asked why I still lived at home, I said it made sense financially. That answer was easier than the truth. I didn't know who I would be without instructions. The wedding was large, polished, expensive. My brother stood at the center of it like the house had always arranged itself effortlessly. I adjusted his collar before the ceremony. I held envelopes. I solved problems quietly. I wasn't in the main photos. No one said I wouldn't be. It was simply assumed. Then his fiancée's father called everyone together for a family picture. He was a careful man. He'd made his money slowly, visibly proud of systems and order. He positioned people with precision, stepping back, narrowing his eyes. "Wait," he said, not loudly. Just enough to pause the room. He looked at my brother, then at me. He tilted his head as if aligning two images. "Stand there," he said to me, moving me closer, beside my brother instead of behind. The camera clicked. Then he didn't lower it. He stared. There was no accusation in his face. No shock, just calculation. That evening, after the guests settled into music and wine, he asked me my age. My parents answered for me. He nodded, thanked them, and stepped away. I didn't know about the phone call until weeks later. When the results came back, there was no dramatic reveal, no confrontation at the dinner table. Authority doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it comes in sealed envelopes and professional language. My brother's father, legally, biologically, was not my father. The man who raised us knew this. My parents knew this. The fiancé's father had suspected something structural, not emotional, bone structure, proportions. The kind of thing you notice if you spend your life noticing patterns. He didn't accuse, he verified. The meeting was arranged quietly. A lawyer present, papers laid out neatly. My parents sat across from me, suddenly careful with their words. They explained it the same way they'd explained everything else. It had been complicated. It had been necessary. It had been easier this way. I listened. I realized I was calm, not relieved, not angry. Calm in the way you are when something finally fits. The external consequence came quickly, not punishment, adjustment. The inheritance my parents had discussed openly for years, my brother's future, his security, was paused. Questions were asked that couldn't be dismissed with certainty anymore. My parents no longer spoke in forecasts. They asked, instead, what did I want? The question landed awkwardly, unused. My brother didn't rage. He didn't apologize either. He just seemed smaller, as if the house no longer curved toward him automatically. I moved out 3 months later, not dramatically. I found a place close to work. I packed my things myself. My parents didn't stop me. They didn't bless me either. We speak now, but differently, carefully. They no longer tell me who I am. They don't know how. I'm still learning what to do with space, with choice, with the quiet that comes when no one is waiting for you to clean up after them. There was no celebration, no sense of victory. Just a steady, unfamiliar feeling. I am not what they decided I was, and for the first time that's enough.